start off first with the 1945 Mercury Dime. Now this coin here has been broad struck. It is graded by NGC at a mint state 65 with full bands. So that is very, very important when valuing this coin. One, it has a mint error of a broad strike, which we see around the rim of the coin. And it has a very high grade. The coin grading scale only goes up to 70. This is at a 65. And not only that, it also has full bands. Full bands is really tricky, hard to get that grade. Most Mercury Dimes, that we find, that are in our collection, mostly worn down there on the bands. It has to be full bands. Here's an example of what full bands looks like. So if you want to screenshot that, feel free to do so. This coin sold for over $4,500. $4,500. Now here is a 1945 that has also been broad struck. However, it's a lot less valuable. It's not worth as much because it's been cleaned. It's graded at a mint state 60, but never clean your coins because it will definitely devalue them. This coin would have sold for a lot more money had it not been cleaned. This coin sold for over $65. This silver Mercury Dime here has also been broad struck out of collar, and this coin sold for over $800, graded at a mint state 62 with those full bands. Now here is a 1945 D mint mark. Now you see how it's really dark and brown there on the right side of the coin? That's actually natural toning to the silver coin. It isn't artificially toned or anything like that. That's just how it toned over time. So really nice, got that little rainbow look as well. This is graded by PCGS at a mint state 68 with full bands. So that's where all of the value comes from. This coin sold for over $13,000. Like I said, 70 is a perfect grade. This is at a 68 with those full bands. That's why it's going to be super rare. There's probably not many of these out there, and this has got unique toning to it as well, so only one person can own this coin. That's going to increase the demand with those high collectors, and the prices, of course. The prices will raise based on demand. Now, on your 1945 D mint marks, you want to look for a couple things. Now, with your USB coin microscopes that you can get on couchcollectibles.com, you want to look for this on your mint marks. So the mint mark is on the reverse at the bottom of the coin here on the Mercury Dimes. You will either have no mint mark at all, a D mint mark, or an S mint mark. Here we're looking at a D mint mark that is over a horizontal D mint mark. You can actually see it popping out there towards the left side of the D. So that's what you want to look for on the D mint mark. Now you also want to look for a D over a D, a repunched mint mark. So we can see that D at the top and even going through the middle of the second D there. Always be on the lookout for those. Here's a different example of that as well. Repunched D mint mark. So look for that with your coin microscopes. Now you also want to look for doubling as well. So look for doubling on the date 1945 itself. A double Die Obverse. Real quick, we'll do this coin, 1945, no mint mark. The sole value of this coin is coming from the grade, graded by PCGS at a mint state 66 with full bands. That's why this coin sold for over $18,000 because of its condition, that high grade. Now, also real quick, in 1945, we have a normal S and a micro S. So there's the two examples of the S mint marks, just so you know which one you actually have on your coins. Now in 1945, they did produce over 159 million of the no mint mark coins, so they are not valuable in terms of how many they produced. The grade or the condition can give it a lot of value, and different types of mint errors. Now in this case, we looked at that micro S and the normal S mint mark. This is a very high graded 1945 S that has the micro S. So graded at a mint state 67, this coin sold for over $1,800, nearly a $2,000 coin. Now here is a off-center coin, 1945 Mercury Dime that was struck 50% off-center, graded by NGC. This coin sold for over $1,400. Moving on to a 1945 D mint mark, another off-center, not as off-center, graded by Annex at a mint state 61. This coin sold for over $285. And this coin is very, very interesting and very valuable. This coin sold for over $2,600. $2,600 for this coin because the coin was actually struck on a Netherlands East Indies 10-cent blank planchet. And that's why the design is being cut off. That's why it only weighs 1.28 grams. So, you know, just pay attention to your coins in your coin collection, or if you buy coin collections from people, something like this, you definitely want to have graded $2,600. Now, here's a 1945S graded by PCGS at a mint state 68 full bands. So again, we have some unique toning to the coin. It's got that extremely high grade with the full bands. That's why the coin sold for over $25,000. Here is a 1945S that is a repunched mint mark. So just like on the D mint marks, you also want to look for a repunched mint mark on the S mint marks. So that will give your coin a little bit of value. Let's look at what you should be looking for. So here is the first thing you want to look for: a double die obverse. So doubling taking place on the front of the coin. So you can see that there on the date, on the lettering, and even there on the initials. So if you want to see your coins up close, I do have coin microscopes available at couchcollectibles.com. I don't want this to be a commercial, so we'll just get right back into the coins. You guys can go over there and check it out. And I have a microscope video that explains everything, so feel free to watch that on the channel. Now let's look at a double die obverse. Here is a 1936 that has that doubling. It is graded at a mint state 64, so it does have a high grade. It's got some pretty nice toning to it as well. And this coin sold for over $460. Alright, so some different prices here. Here's a 1936 Mercury Dime graded at about uncirculated 58. Now this coin only sold for around $35. But if you look at the high graded version of the 1936, no mint mark, we'll show you where the mint marks are here in just one second. This no mint mark, it's a high grade mint state 68 full bands, amazing toning to it. This coin sold for over $9,000. So we go from a $35 coin to a $9,000 coin depending on the grade. So the higher the grade, of course, you know, the more valuable in most cases the coin is going to be. So we also have a D and S mint mark. The mint mark is going to be there on the reverse of the coin at the bottom to the left of the torch there. You'll see a D or an S mint mark or a no mint mark. So no mint mark, D mint mark, S mint mark. Now here is an error coin. This Mercury Dime has been broad struck, and you know, it's not in the best condition, but it's still a pretty nice error coin. This coin only sold for around 30 bucks, so not really worth getting graded. Now this 1936D, this is at the same grade as that no mint mark. It's graded at about uncirculated 58. It only sold for around 18 bucks. So nothing valuable there, but the high graded version of that coin, you know, almost a perfect grade. The coin grading scale goes up to 70. This is at a 68, so 70 would be perfect grade. This is mint state 68 full bands, and this coin sold for over $9,000 as well. So, you know, $35, 18 bucks to $9,000. Huge difference in coin prices. Now for the 1936 proof Mercury Dime, this coin here sold for over $29,000. I would imagine that there's not many of these graded at a proof 68 or higher. So, you know, if there's not many in this condition, of course that is going to increase the demand for the coin, which ultimately increases the value of the coin. So here is a 1936S. You know, it is graded at a mint state 63, so still a high grade, but only sold for around 25 bucks. But if you go to the mint state 68 full bands, this coin sold for nearly $15,000. So, you know, huge difference there. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you on the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.